You've clicked that play button, which means you want to find out if last night's WWE Smackdown program was any good. What bits deserve an up and what bits deserve a down? And were we excited about the program? Were we not excited about the program? Was the show any good? Was the show crap? Well, I'll tell you now before we get into the specifics, it wasn't the best episode of Smackdown, and to be honest, it did some really weird stuff. This is What Culture. My name is Simon Miller. Let's up some Smackdown downs. So Smackdown, as I said, did seem to just fall off a cliff this week, and a lot of that was to do with what they did with the US Championship. I'm still absolutely baffled by what happened from the start of Smackdown till the end of it, and the show did indeed start with the New Day coming out because Xavier Woods was going to be in a championship tournament match against Jinder Mahal. To down. For starters, Tom Phillips, the main commentator on SmackDown, told us, he underlined it, he said this is what's going to happen, that the finals of this tournament would happen next week. Next week. Anyway, then the New Day came out and they had some big backdrop with a big American flag and had pancakes on top, and Xavier Woods was like, I'm going to be Jinder Mahal. And this wasn't New Day at their best. And neither was the match that followed between Xavier Woods and Jinder Mahal. Getting it down. It did have some highlights, such as Big E actually throwing pancakes at the Singh brothers because they kept trying to interfere, but overall it just felt really lackluster. It went too long. Jinder won after the Singh brothers got chased away by Big E and Kofi, and that allowed Jinder to hit the Colossus, whatever the hell that move's called, on Xavier. So he is now going on to next week's final. Next week's final. But then Baron Corbin did cut a promo backstage. He was doing it all like selfie style. He was holding the camera. It was fine. It was decent. He promised us that he was going to win the Royal Rumble due to the lack of politics and the lack of distractions that match allows. All right, cool, Baron. Thanks. You're a very rare up on this very down-heavy show. AJ Styles then followed this up with a proper promo as he talked to Renee Young, getting up too. Took the mick out of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, called them Muppets, said that actually when they get to the Royal Rumble, their match is going to be 3-on-1 because Kevin Owens counts for 2 people, lol, zing, and all those kinds of stuff, and said that because they're called Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, he's going to call them Cammy. Probably shouldn't have said that one, AJ Styles. That was probably a mistake. However, you are AJ Styles, you get away with it. And then I started to cry because WWE aired a vignette promo video for the Women's Royal Rumble, and it had a bunch of women saying things, and I tell you, nothing over there, I tell you, all of this was terrible. The one-liners they spouted out were terrible. Down. It was like something you would have gotten on a SNES video game, and the only reason they would have done that in said video game is because the SNES didn't have the technology needed to do anything better, but this was real life. Tamina said something about making people believe they can fly because she's going to hurl them over the top rope with such force. Who talks like that? No one. This was not good. This is a very weak up, but it was a fine match and nothing really wrong with it, so I can't give it a down. But we did get the other semi-final between Bobby Roode and Mojo Rawley in the US title tournament, and yeah, it was decent, it was okay. I always say that, always go decent, okay, make a point and that's what I think. Either way, it's an up. Nothing really much to say, and they had an acceptable pro wrestling match, and eventually Bobby Roode hit the glorious DDT for the win, so he will now take on Jinder Mahal in next week's final. Or will he? The answer is no, because straight after this, the Singh brothers came out and they beat on Bobby Roode for a while, and that prompted Jinder to join the party, and Jinder was like, I'm gonna beat you in 7 days, Bobby Roode. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna be the US champion soon. Bobby Roode responded by saying, why wait 7 days? Let's just do it now. Well, I tell you, Bobby, why we should wait 7 days, because we were told that is when it was. Hell, we were told it's going to beat the Royal Rumble. WWE had already brought it back to the SmackDown before the Royal Rumble, and now we're pulling it back even further. Down. Because Daniel Bryan did come out and say, this is a great idea, let's put it in the main event of this evening. But we shouldn't have done this, and the reason we shouldn't have done this is because we wouldn't have done it with the world title. If we had a world title tournament, we would have built to a specific day to ensure that it had excitement and hype, and then whoever wins that tournament, you think, wow, doesn't the WWE title means loads? If you just keep hot-shotting stuff around, look at me go nuts. But if you keep doing that, the US title means nothing. So if you wouldn't do it with your main titles, don't do it with your secondary titles, otherwise your secondary titles ain't gonna mean nothing. Move on. And up for Randy Orton's promo, which was done in the same style as Corbin's. He just said he was gonna win the Royal Rumble. That's great, Randy. Good luck to you up. And then it was a 6-women's tag team match between the Riot Squad, Charlotte, Becky, and Naomi. Oh, I'm so bored of this. Down. It's the same as always, this. Take the women and throw them into one big caboodle. Also, what's happened to the SmackDown Women's title? Do we care about it anymore? Does it even exist? Because no one really talks about it, and there's not even a feud going on for it. Ridiculous. The Riot Squad got the win, by the way, after the ref was distracted because he's shit at his job. The Usos are out next to big up their Royal Rumble match against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, and this was actually alright, which on this show was a giant relief. Getting enough. Nothing out of the ordinary, really. The Usos said that Shelton Benjamin was nothing more than a Tinder replacement for Jason Jordan. That prompted Benjamin and Gable to come out, and they laid waste to the Usos. What I liked about all of this is that throughout it all, both were considered and talked about as being good tag teams, which means not only is it important they're going for the titles, but they're on the same level as each other. So no matter who wins, and no matter who loses, you've lost or won against a good team. And that's what it should be like. I mean, this was every segment you've ever seen, but it was done well, and right now, I'm okay with it. Nakamura's turn to do the whole selfie promo thing now for the Rumble, and again, fine. Up. A huge down follows though, because during Smackdown we did get some highlights of this week's Fashion Files episode, and what it basically told us was that Rusev would not appear tonight. Down. What is going on? Start of the year, nothing was more over than Rusev Day, and now a few weeks later, we're being told in a week's time, he's going to be having a match against Fandango. And that's not a knock against Fandango. If you see someone like Rusev and Rusev Day that's getting loads of momentum, why on earth would you try and stop that? Or why would you then go put him in a match against someone who is not that over? That is crazy. Maybe you could create a new star here, but instead you've gone, nah, we don't want to. Madness. And then it was the US Tournament title finals. Obviously that's getting it down. For starters, it did all feel too rushed, as we went into earlier when I had a mini breakdown, but also Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan were ringside for this, and they were all okay with each other. What happened to that storyline? This week, we just ignored it. Then Roode hit the DDT on Jinder Mahal, and that was that. He's your new US champion. Now, I don't know what was going on here. I know that Kevin Owens wasn't wrestling on house shows, so maybe WWE had to call an audible, but this was not the audible you should have called. The whole thing was just, well, it was just stupid, to be honest. It was stupid. It made no sense in the context of everything you'd done before this, and now, there he is, Bobby Roode, US champion. I mean, that's okay, I guess, but it could have been so much better. And that, my friends, was the worst episode of Smackdown in a very long time. And I don't like saying that, but it's true. A lot of it just made me raise my eyebrows and think, what is going on? Somebody has gone crazy. Now don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about last night's Smackdown. Maybe you liked it. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, head on over to whatculture.com, read articles, just use your fingers, and then go to Twitter and follow What Culture or WWE. My name is Simon from What Culture. Have a great day.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe below, and if you're looking for more content like this, then try a few things that are floating about around my ears. It might be fun. I can't promise it though, but it might be.